5 things we've learned about Samsung S21 this week, TechRadar. Would-be immigrant to Canada learns the hard way after online consultant denies refund, CBC.ca. Of course, Scalpers are already listing Fire Emblem's 30th Anniversary Edition, Nintendo Life. Google just gave you a big reason not to buy a Pixel 5. Forbes. PS5 DualSense Video just revealed a surprise hidden feature, Tom's Guide. Super Data 3D All-Stars is now the biggest digital launch for a Mario game on Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Life. When is Genshin Impact coming to Nintendo Switch? App Trigger. Huawei revenue growth wilts under intense pressure, MENAFN.com. Check out Snoop Dogg's Xbox Series 10 fridge, Games Radar Plus. Cameron Diaz and Benji Madden drop $14.7 million on a modern farmhouse with nearly 10,000 square feet. Daily